Today's video, we're going to talk about some doable action steps that you can put into play and get yourself back on track. Happy New Year, everyone. It's an awesome time to recommit to your health. Fat loss is a big part of that. And I want to offer some really doable action steps that will really help you refocus and get back on track. I'm Connie. This is Over 50 Fat Blast, where we talk everything fat loss for the over 50 woman. Menopause can be tricky. I want to help you masterfully figure out how to be healthy, live in a body that you love, and age gracefully. Today we're going to talk about actionable steps that are easy to remember. We're going to get you back on track. The first step, I think, is the most important, is your mindset and planning. What's happening in your life? Where do you think you're supposed to be at this point? It might be time to insert a new set of ideas. Tap into your sense of wonder and curiosity. How good can it get? You're living in a body that might not feel great right now. But if you can kind of toggle your mindset, start to think a little bit differently, press the easy button. Give yourself a wider range of possibility where you succeed in all things. Don't limit yourself by negative thinking. Yeah, the scale might be a little bit off as you exit the holiday season. That's quite typical. It's going to take some time and effort. Your positive thoughts are going to take you much further in this process than those negative thoughts. What are your expectations at this time? Where do you think you're supposed to be? And how do you manifest that expectation? We want to be better, right? Let's erase that limiting feeling and manifest success. There are so many possibilities at this point. It's a brand new year. You've got so many options available to you. And now it's just up to you to make up your mind, follow through, and watch the magic happen. You have potential that you don't even know about. Tapping into your whole and complete self is a huge tool to be able to succeed and improve in every area of your life, not just diet and exercise. Your mindset is everything. I invite you to practice being centered in all moments, being centered in the difficult moments, in the chaotic moments, and being centered when all is well. Practice being present with yourself. I know you hear, be in the moment, and we hear that often, and that's important, but it's not the moment, it's you. Be present in yourself. Allow yourself to be present in you. Feel how that feels. Take a moment, experience that. Being here in your body and trusting that all is well. This process is not knowing about what the outcome will be. I mean, there's so many variables at this point. I mean, all the variables are all the variables, and we just don't know what happens next. We don't have control over anything but our one, right? We do get to control what we eat. We do get to control how we think. We do get to control what it feels like to master that control, right? We have full authority over ourselves. We can pivot when our thoughts aren't positive and we start to beat ourselves up, or we can pivot when we've made a mistake and know that there's always a chance for do-over. So mindfulness is a big piece to this puzzle. I invite you to just appreciate that your ability to expand and create a new you is exciting. We're not going to live in the past. That's over. We can't change it. Allow yourself to enjoy the buoyancy of what you create next, remember that you have full authority of what you are, and nobody else is in charge. So your mindset, that's a big one. Next thing is the plan. At this point, I'm pretty certain that you know what works for you. You've had moments of success when you can get back to creating that plan, a plan that you can follow easily. Then let's do that. Okay, let's talk about diet. I suggest that you prioritize protein. If you've been eating willy-nilly and not been able to kind of regroup and reboot on your own, and you're looking for a new way, I would say maybe you want to eat protein every 3 hours. Maybe you want to kind of reboot with super simple eating plan like protein and vegetables for a few days. Let's break it down. If for 2 to 3 days you eat at 9 a.m., you eat at noon, you eat at 3, and you eat at 6, you prioritize your protein. At each of those intervals, you get about 25 grams of protein. You've gotten 100 grams of protein in a 24-hour period. You're going to be full. You're going to probably be able to resist a craving, and you're going to feel a lot better in 2 to 3 days. So if at 9 a.m. you have 2 to 3 eggs, and if you need some carbohydrates at that point, you do something low carb, like maybe you scramble in some spinach and or mushrooms, or you have a few berries on the side. That's about 25 grams of protein right there. Then at noon, you have 3 to 4 ounce chicken breast or chicken thigh, alongside maybe some broccoli or some raw carrots and celery. That's another 25 grams of protein. And then if you need it, you can have a snack. I'm not a big snack encourager, but if you're trying to get back on track, you might need that 3 p.m. snack. Maybe you have 3 ounces of sliced turkey, a handful of black olives. Okay, that's not exciting, but boy, it's another 25 plus grams of protein, right? You've got a little bit of fat with the olives, and you should be well teed up for the rest of the afternoon. And then at dinner time, maybe you have a ribeye. Maybe you have some salmon, maybe it's a pork chop or more chicken. You choose, but you have another 3 to 4 ounces of that good quality protein alongside of maybe a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of a sweet potato, and see what happens. This is a way for you to not only eat clean, but allow your body to kind of reboot. You're going to kind of manage your habit control. You're practicing mindfulness and habit control, and you're not starving. It might be a good idea for you to appreciate that having a plan is super important when you're feeling shaky. Obviously, you know I prioritize protein because at this stage, we need those building blocks in order to build lean body mass and have all of the amino acids to do all the things to support our body. Now, most of us, if we've been successful and are close to a target weight, we will probably have been intermittent fasting, and maybe we don't eat 3 to 4 times a day. The intermittent fasting is the next piece to the action step, because as you get, 2 or 3 days of clean eating under your belt, you should start to feel a lot more bandwidth. You should start to feel like you have more control, and it's time to start playing with incorporating that intermittent fast. So maybe you want to not eat breakfast one day, or not eat lunch, or not eat dinner, and have a longer period between feedings. And I like the 2 feeding windows in a 24-hour period for most days. whether that's breakfast and dinner, whether that's more of a later breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you get to choose what that looks like for you. Okay, so that's most of the diet piece. If you're having problems or issues or struggling with habit control, if your appetite is way out of bounds and you're just not successful because you can't stick to it, then maybe you want to try one of the new peptide appetite control supplements. Pure Lean Satiety by Pure Encapsulations is something new. It has a peptide called DNF10. You guys, it's exciting. The peptide world is pretty amazing, and DNF10 is an oral active peptide that helps with satiety. It works on ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin and leptin are both hormones that affect satiety and help you to feel full after meals, and they help regulate body weight. So if you're struggling with cravings, there's a couple new things that might really be game changers for you. They're new on the market as oral supplements, and I think it's certainly worth a try if you need a little jump start. I also really want to continue stressing the Perfect Amino supplement to ensure that you're getting adequate protein. I also love the Equip Foods Prime Protein Powder, super clean, super delicious, and it offers a lot of satiety in my opinion. I use it myself. I use both of those myself and feel like I struggle a little bit when they're not in the mix. So there's that. Now remember that your consistency is key, and you're not going to be compliant every single day, day in and day out. And in fact, it's not necessary. Your body likes to be kept guessing. So if you can do this process 5 to 6 days a week and give your body time to heal, time to reset, time to burn the extra fuel that you added to the mix, then you're going to be miles ahead. And we want sustainable, long-term fat loss. I don't want this to feel like a diet. I know some of you say it's too restrictive, but as a menopausal woman, you definitely are not able to eat like you did when you were 20. We don't have the muscle mass we did at 20 or 30 or 40. And many of us are not moving as much either. So that's another action point that I want to share. Movement is key. We need to keep busy. We can't sit in front of the computer all day. We need to be active. I recommend, if you're struggling with weight, that you're moving. That's pretty much like an hour walk or the equivalent of 10,000 steps every single day. And on the days that you can, I would recommend a 30-minute resistance training routine. You have to work hard at this stage of life to build muscle and maintain muscle mass. So it takes effort, and that alone will allow your metabolism to be more efficient and more stable. So you're going to be wanting to boost your protein, cut your carbs, build your muscle. Your lifestyle needs to embrace this fact. It's not difficult, and you don't have to kill yourself. You just need consistency and effort. Avoid the temptation to give up. Don't be disappointed if you don't see results immediately. Oftentimes, if you're struggling, there's another reason for that, and we can get to the bottom of that during a jumpstart session. That's what I pride myself on being able to do. If you are unsuccessful after using these action steps for several weeks, consistency matters. Don't give up. You can do this. It's not difficult. It's just a matter of getting your head straight, creating your plan, and executing your plan. Don't try, do it. Use your tools. If you're not sure how your body responds, use the Keto Mojo. I want to know what's going on with your glucose, and if you're able to get into ketosis. It doesn't mean you need to be eating a ketogenic diet, but if you're doing all the things and you're consistent and your body has everything it needs, then it should be intuitively switching from burning the fuel that you're eating and burning stored fat. Speaking of intuitive eating, that's a good one. I don't believe that intuitive eating happens until you're metabolically solvent. When you're healthy, intuitive eating is great. But if you're overweight and you've been binging on sugar and junk food, then you're not going to get the intuitive hit to eat healthy. Your body's going to crave the things that you've been eating. So appreciate that if you're craving something, it probably has way more to do with your microbiome and your gut health than it does with authentic intuition. Because honestly, if you tap into your intuition and your intuition is clear and clairvoyant, then you're not going to be wanting Doritos. That's not how it works. That point aside, these are action plans that will really help you get back on track. The mindset is everything. The planning is everything. The prioritizing protein, lowering carbs, eating at least 3 times a day for a few days, especially if you've been way off track. Exercise, movement, breathing. Those things are all your recipe for success in 2024. Make it a good year. Make it a good day. Make up your mind. If you start to feel shaky, like you want to give up, distract yourself. Take a walk. Brush your teeth. Learn to line dance. Just get busy doing something fun, because you don't need all that crappy food. In fact, you don't need much food at all. What you need is self-care. What you need is knowing that you can succeed. I have a self-sabotage video somewhere. I'll try and link it so that maybe you can do a meditation. Get in touch with your authentic you. She's in there. She wants to be heard. Allow that more expanded sense of yourself to engulf you in positive thinking, peace, love, and acceptance. That's important for you to offer yourself. I know this can seem like an impossible task, but you got this. I have faith. Get excited about what's coming. There's endless grace for you when you start leaning in to what is possible, when you give yourself enough resources, when you are allowing yourself to do better, following the plan, being consistent with your thoughts and your actions, things are going to change in the right direction. And I'm excited for you. If this was helpful, maybe share it with a friend, make a comment. Let me know what's working for you. Let me know if you're struggling. Happy New Year. Give yourself a whole new range of expectations. Give yourself a wider range of possibilities. You got this. Okay, until next time, thanks for being here. Bye.